This challenge introduces quite a lot of tools that many of us may not have used on a regular basis. So the first part is using market basket analysis. So how do you kind of get familiar with market basket analysis? One of the best ways is to go into the help menu in Alteryx itself and go to the sample workflows, predictive tool samples, and choose the market basket analysis one. There you go. And you can sort of see how it's set up, always with the rules and then the inspect tool following that. If you want more of a description of that, then there's a great blog by Gwilym Lockwood that I will link to that kind of goes through in real detail the kind of theory of market basket analysis and then also takes you through how to do it in Alteryx. So let's go ahead and do it for this problem. So we have all of our cocktails here and their ingredients and lots more information besides that. I chose to use the drink ID and then pivot down all of the ingredients and filter out the nulls so that we have an ingredient per row. And the market basket tool accepts that, no problem. I got rid of just the field that was telling you what number ingredient it was. And then we feed that into the rules market basket tool. And within the rules market basket tool, you can see that what we're doing is we're saying we have one item per record with a transaction key. That just means that we have our ingredients separated onto separate rows rather than concatenated in one row. And our transaction key is our ID drink, and the field that contains the item identifier is the ingredient. And we kind of leave it basically to its defaults, apart from the fact that we want to change this middle one, this minimum required level of support, to 0.01 as per the requirements of this challenge. Then we feed the O output, because we can see it kind of doesn't really say a lot here, into the identifier tool. Is that what it's called? Market basket inspect tool. And we kind of leave this as the defaults as well, all of these being 0 because we've kind of set up the limits in the rules tool, and we want it to be sorted by support so that what comes out of it, we can see that the most commonly occurring are water and sugar together in cocktails, followed by orange and sugar, followed by powdered sugar and lemon. So that's the one that we want to focus on as per the requirements of this challenge. And so we use the select records tool just to select that third one down, because we know that this is sorting it. So we know that we can just use select records without any sorting beforehand. So that is that kind of number 1 item done. Our number 2 item is to look at a naive Bayes classifier. I may be saying that wrong. And looking at whether cocktails contain lemon or not. So from all of our values that we that we transposed, where we've got our one ingredient per line, we filter out any that contain lemon. And it kind of stumped me for a long time, basically, because we're including lemonade as having lemon in the drink and stuff like that, which I disagree with, I guess. But that's how they did it in the solution. I have taken a peek in the solution for this challenge. But something that we need to be careful of here is that there could be multiple ingredients that contain lemon. There could be lemon juice and lemon peel, for example, in the drink. So we need to make sure that we have this summarized coming back into it so that we don't get any duplication going. Because before we have 157 rows, then after the summarize we have 141. And then I just give it a contains lemon, giving it a 1 if it does contain lemon. And then we join that back to the main data set, so we have all the information that we might need. We make sure that it's doing a right join, just so that it includes all those that don't have lemon as well, so we can replace those nulls with zeros in our contains lemon field. And we're actually then going to make that a string instead and change it to be, say, the words lemon or no lemon, just because I was finding it was giving me different results if I was using 1 and 0 rather than lemon or no lemon. Then we oversample the field, which is something I hadn't done before this challenge, so that's an interesting new thing that I've learnt. And if I guess I could show you what that's doing. So if I I'm just going to group by my lemon field here, and then I'm going to count what comes out of it. So this is basically just going to give us an even number of records for drinks that contain lemon and drinks that do not contain lemon. So it's quite a long workflow to run, but hopefully I can just prove that to you now. So there we go. It just gives us 141 cocktails that do contain lemon because there are only 141 that do, and then it only gives us 141 that don't. Obviously we could easily do that manually, but this is a nice way to. Makes it completely random, I guess. And then we feed it into our naive Bayes tool, and we're basically just saying that we want to target looking at our lemon fields, and we're using our predictor fields as the glass and the category. And what we get in our results, anchor, is this confusion matrix where we can see that I'm not sure which way round it goes, if it's the rows or the columns, but basically in 133 cases they predicted lemon and there was lemon, but in 69 cases maybe they predicted lemon and there was no lemon, or they predicted there was no lemon and there was lemon. I'm not sure which way around you read it. And again, this one would have been false. They would maybe predict lemon and there was no lemon 8 times, and then 72 times they predicted no lemon and there was no lemon. So that's kind of giving you some kind of idea of how the model is working. And then finally, we've just got to do some strange filtering, basically, and answer a number of questions. So for example, in this first instance, we're saying, okay, which cocktail has the first ingredient of raspberry vodka? Okay, then give us the measurement of that cocktail. So quite simple. Just got to have your filtering on point, I guess. And then in this case, it's like the first ingredient is apricot brandy, the second ingredient is apple brandy. Okay, so we do that. We count how many have 2, so that they have both of those. They meet both of those conditions, and that is the measure that we want to return as well. And then thirdly, it's just looking at the highball glass and the first ingredient being sugar. Return the measurement there. And finally, served in a punch bowl, and the drink name contains apple, and then we filter that down to just being the measurement there. So a strange challenge. I think that it might make more sense once we do part 2, but hopefully that helped if you were getting stuck with any of the new tools that you weren't sure how to use. So thank you for watching.